Many a times in your city, you would have seen one architect designing two different projects. One project might have come out extremely well, extremely clear journey, extremely happy client, extremely successful project, while the other project might not have reached that much level of success, completion, appeal, or it could be anything else in terms of completion. So what is the reason behind? When an architect is able to design one project in a very good manner, it proves that the architect is eligible and capable. But when it comes to the second project, when the architect is not able to deliver, or when the project as an end result has not achieved its full result, so what are the different parameters which could be the reason behind? So here I decode the 5 parameters which the client should be clear about while working with an architect. So the first one is scope. What is the scope of works for your project and how much clear are you about? For example, a residence. So what is the scope you are giving the architect and inviting them to design? So for example, the individual residences, architecture, interiors, landscape, services, air conditioning, end-to-end design management, end-to-end coordination with all the consultants and contractors involved, end-to-end release of all details from Bhumi Puja till Grave Pravesham, from foundation till parapet wall of the terrace. So what is the scope? Client has to be extremely clear because each client wants a different scope and they keep comparing architects. The second thing is, what is the architect's fees? So first, a client has to be clear about the scope, what they are offering to give, based on which an architect will be able to quote a fees. So when you compare fees of two different architects, you should also compare what is the scope the particular architect is given by the client. Because when the scope changes, the fees also changes. Third parameter is terms and agreements. What are the terms and agreements jointly agreed between the architect and the client? So in terms of issue of drawings, how the meetings are conducted, how the 3D models are presented, and then how consultant coordination is managed, and how the site visits are given, what is the total time allotted by the architect, and then there could be so many other parameters. But what are the terms and agreements between the client and the architect, and how well are they mutually agreed by both? It involves stage-wise payments and many other things. And the fourth parameter is participation. One client might have participated in a very, very supportive way. The client might have given a batsman runner partnership which the architect is expecting, but the other second client might not have given a good participation in the design process. So only if a client participates in the design process, the architect will be able to understand the dreams and aspirations of the client and then deliver accordingly. So the better the participation from the client, the better the design and the result from the architect. It is totally a direct response. If the client is not willing to participate, or if the client does not know how to participate, then the architect will not be able to give the best result, even if he or she is extremely capable and talented. And the fifth parameter is timely response. Many a times, just because the architect is appointed, the client should not blame the architect for all the failures or all the problems. There might be some problems from the client also, like timely response is one of the most important things. Few clients do not give timely responses. So only when the timely response is given, then there is a fast and speed exchange of details and ideas, and the project shapes up in a very energetic and a vibrant way. So if a timely response is not given at every stage, there will be a lot of speed breakers. The flow of work from the architect, consultant, contractors, that will not happen because client is not giving a timely response. Client is taking their own time, and then the architect will not be in the same mindset if the client delays or drags beyond a certain limit. So timely response is one of the most important elements, which is totally not seen, not visible, but plays a very, very important role in the course of a project, in the journey of a project. So let me repeat the 5 parameters. The first one is scope. What is the scope you have for your architect? Second one is fees. What is the fees which the architect has quoted based on the scope you have offered? Third one is terms and agreements. What are the terms and agreements and how clear are they which you have jointly and mutually agreed? Fourth one is participation during the design process. Design process is the most important stage, which is the initial stage, and the more the participation, the better will be the result. If the client participates very well in the design process, during the entire stage of construction, the client can come for a cakewalk into the site because all their needs are explained. They don't have to think about or doubt or fear about anything. There might be a few points which can be handled during the construction. And the fifth point is timely response. So there should be a timely response from all the members of the project, especially architect and client, during the design and decision making work items. So I hope this video is valuable to you. Do share this with your friends, and do share your opinions and comments below. Follow us for more.